then
the full name treatment.
But yeah, I'm not. Where do you stand on Danny?
I'm not a fan.
No, I've never been a fan.
Yeah.
I think Danny's find themselves very
It's
young,
kinda
and you're
like pat
always
you
Danny.
on the head.
Yeah,
You know?
I love Danny Champion of the World, but I don't want to be called that.
You don't want to be that character.
We ready?
Okay.
We're at speed.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the film in a brief intro and what attracted you to such a macabre, funny, violent film with such a weird character?
Yeah, I mean, you've sort of hit on a lot of the reasons I was attracted to it. It is like nothing else I've ever done. I don't think there's a lot of other films like this that have been around recently. It is very, very dark and I think incredibly funny. Like, I almost made the mistake in my first meeting with the director of going in and being like, this movie's so funny. And he's like, well, it's not a comedy. And I'm like, no, of course not. And try to sort of backtrack very quickly. But, you know, it's original, and there's so little of that I was so excited by this. And yeah, the chance to play this kind of anti-hero that while you kind of root for him throughout, he does some really horrible things to people, that was great fun.
I mean, it's based on Joe Hill's book. I mean, was he a font of knowledge? Did you get any advice from him when you were building that character?
I mean, he just was incredibly encouraging and supportive of me doing the part and playing it, and you're like, I mean, yeah, just really wonderfully so, and came on set, and he loved the script, he loved the adaptation they did, which is always great to know. And from the moment I think he saw me starting to work, he was really, really pleased with what I was doing. And as an actor making something, you know, kind of bringing someone's characters to life, that's just all you want. If the author's happy, I am happy. But Joe is also like a wonderful enthusiast for, you know, for a lot of things, but particularly for the world of film and of particularly prosthetic makeup. So when he came out to set, one of the only things he wanted to do was like have the horns put on. And yeah, I mean, he's great. He's a fantastic guy.
He goes through a nightmare. He's accused of his girlfriend's murder. He becomes an outsider in his own hometown. Did people treat you differently on set once the horns were on?
You know, what's interesting actually is, which is also kind of mirrored in the film, is that people just forget about them really quickly. There's like 2 minutes where they're completely fixated and then they just forget about them. And, you know, it's interesting that you can have something that is so obviously not meant to be there on your head, and it looked cool. I think I took that as a sign that they looked good, that they were kind of natural looking, and like, organic is like a really overused word in the world now, but I mean organic as in they look like they're made from like organic material, like coming out of my head. And I think that's, you know, because there's always when you read a line about somebody having horns, you kind of go, okay, cool, but show me those horns before I like totally, you know, am on board with this. But you know, Alex and Mike, the guy, and the guys who did makeup effects were like very collaborative and were obviously never going to let me wear something stupid.
So how long did that take to kind of get that kind of makeup done?
To get it on in the morning was like 20 minutes. I think Alex and the guys had probably you know, a good few weeks of discussions and various tests on the different types of and shapes of horns and things like that. But yeah, to get them on, they were actually very quick.
I mean, Ig has the power to make people confess their darkest secrets. If you were under his spell, what beans would you spill, perhaps, about this film?
About this film? I don't know. I don't think I have any dark secrets about this film. Just that I think it's really good, and like that's my shameful secret. No, I mean, I'm not gonna say any of that. I've been getting this question a lot, and it's always an interesting one. It's like, what do you really want me to say? Like, whoa, my dark secret is that I spill shit. But like, I'm always like, what do you really want me to say at this moment? I can't confess anything worth confessing that would actually not just be funny. Yeah.
I mean, you spoke at Comic-Con about directors seeing past Harry Potter. I mean, has that been difficult at times? And what was it like working with Alexandra?
Thankfully, it really hasn't been difficult so far, or at least not from my perspective. I'm sure there are directors out there that have a hard time seeing me as one thing, but, you know, I haven't worked with them, so it's fine, you know, and the ones that don't are giving me work, and I think generally within the industry, people are, you know, perception is shifting slightly, or is starting, you know, I'm being seen as somebody who wants to do a wide range of things, you know, and that's great. That's all I want to be known for, really. But working with Alex was extraordinary. He is one of the most gifted directors, and as a person as well, I've never known, as well as his own creativity and his own genius, and it is genius, I've never seen somebody able to harness and encourage the creativity of others quicker or more effectively. Like the crew, as soon as he came on set, they were like, "Oh, you're a director who's going to listen to us and engage with us and let us be creative too." And as soon as people feel that, they just like want to work even more and work harder. So it was great.
I mean, the film features the likes of the Flaming Lips and David Bowie, because he's a DJ, on the soundtrack. Are you a classic rock fan, or what else do you listen to?
I am. No, I mean, I would describe myself as being kind of... I mean, I grew up on David Bowie and T-Rex were my dad's favourites, and then Rolling Stones and the Beatles I was introduced to at sort of a young age, and the Kinks and the Who. And then I got into punk in a big way when I was sort of 12 and 13, and sort of like old school punk, not... like, the only punk that's ever actually existed. And then, I mean, I get... But I kind of like a lot of... So I feel like I'm way out of the loop, to be honest. Now, I used to read Enemy religiously, and it was great because it is such a great source for new music and finding out about stuff. But I do find that often when I look stuff up now and I get recommendations, there's this like electronic synth sound is very, very prevalent at the moment, which is okay sometimes, and some people I do like who use it, and some people are, but sometimes I'm just like, oh no, I can't listen to any more of this. It just feels soulless.
I've heard that you told jokes on set to Juno between takes of scenes and so on. Can you tell us one?
I was trying to think of what some of the clean ones were. I think there's some really stupid ones. What did the 0 say to the 8? I like your belt. Didn't say they'd be good. There's some cheese ones. You know all the cheese jokes?
Oh, my daughter's probably told me a few cheese jokes.
What do you call a cheese that sees? Oh no, what's it? I can't remember that. Oh, that's terrible. I started and now it's gone. That's terrible. Oh no. What do you call cheese that doesn't belong to you? No. Nacho cheese.
Joe Hill has called the film a tragi-comic-horredy. I think he mashed it up that way.
We're going to write that down because we've been trying to remember that wording for days.
Tragi-comic-horredy.
Yeah, I think that was right.
Because I kind of saw the Q&A that you guys did. How do you see it?
I think that is honestly the best description of it. I think the thing that I was attracted to about it was that it doesn't settle down into a genre, and that's one of the things I love about it. At its heart, I would describe it as like a dark fable. Alex gave a description I liked even more of it, which only works if you appreciate these two movies on the level that Alex Adler is appreciating them, but he said that Horns is like Fight Club mixed with Black Swan. And none of these films on the surface are similar, but actually they kind of all are in the way that he's sort of shown me.
Thanks for that.
Thank you, man.
Cheers for your time.
Cheers.
All the best.